A warm welcome to the show. Today my guest is multi-talented Katarzyna Pilch, whose exhibition, titled Feel, Trust, Flow, has just opened in Krakow. Her work explores the theme of water across art, sport and cognitive science, offering a unique perspective of movement, perception and the mind. Hello and welcome, Kasia. Delighted to have you with us. And of course, congratulations on your new exhibition.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So let's start with the theme, water. What made you choose this particular topic?
Water is something that inspires me, I think, the most in my life. You can tell that I almost grew up on water. I used to be a rower for 15 years. And through the sport, I got to, experience water in a totally different way. I got to observe it every day, through different seasons, throughout different years, and also on different accents. So you can see how it's ever changing, and it's such a force of nature. It's very, on one hand, it's very delicate, fluid, peaceful, flowing, calming. On the other hand, it's very powerful, very unpredictable. So it's and also the way it reflects light is just amazing. So, and through my art, I try to capture those reflections and show how beautiful and abstract water is, but also how you can find almost different worlds within it when you capture it, on camera, for example. It's like stopping time for 1 second and just looking into something that is fleeting and almost something that you cannot really see. Just like that.
And why did you choose glass as a medium to work with?
So I started with photography, and when I graduated my studies, I started looking for kind of a new path for myself, and I discovered glass for an exhibition that I went to, and I just became mesmerized because I just discovered how glass and water share the same essence. The way they reflect light and how they behave when you work with them. It's basically, the same. So I think glass is a perfect medium to capture water, and not only through a flat picture, but, in a 3D.
Right, but working with glass, it requires much craft. Was it difficult to learn?
Yes. And no, because I studied glass for the past 2 years as a part of postgraduate program in Wrocław, and it was such a beautiful journey. I still continue studying now through a master's up there, and I feel there is always something new to learn with glass because it is very unpredictable, and there is so many different techniques you can use.
So apart from art and rowing, you've also studied cognitive science. So I was wondering, how does water influence the way the brain works? Does it,
That's such a beautiful question. I think water is very meditative and very calming. So you can almost use it as a way of, as a self-therapy. If you are spending time by water, looking at it and just immersing yourself in the moment, it's very easy to do so through observing water, because it's reflecting light, it's moving, but also it is very peaceful at the same time. So you can really just be mindful and feel present in the moment with water, and that definitely is good for yourself, because mindfulness and meditation have been proven to just improve well-being and the way brain works as well.
So may I ask you, why did you retire from rowing? Because you were so accomplished.
Thank you. I've been doing it for 15 years, so it's been a long, long, beautiful journey, and I got to experience so many beautiful moments through it. But at the end, I felt like it was time to start something new, start a new journey for myself, and that's how glass and art came about. I still sometimes go underwater and row, but not. I'm not competing anymore, and I feel like there comes time for everything, and I'm very happy and grateful for the beautiful journey I got to experience through rowing.
Right, of course. And so what are you planning to focus on in the future? You've mentioned that you have some new plans.
Yes, now I'm working on some projects that are also connected with mindfulness and meditation and just feeling immersed in the moment, but not through the water this time, but through smoke and through fire. A different force of nature, and I feel like it's also something that you can observe and feel very immersed in the moment. So the inspiration came actually from just sitting down, having a calm evening, and having an incense lit up and lit on, and then the little smoke, and I was just mesmerized by this little moment, and that's how I got an inspiration to start a new series that tries to connect glass, but also with more smoke and fire and a different force of nature.
I can see that there's some plasticity, right? I mean, both to water and to smoke. But then again, capturing it can be quite challenging. Wouldn't photography be better for that?
Photography, I still use photography as something, as a tool to capture the moment, as kind of the first step. So, for example, in the exhibition that you can see now in Krakow, there is not only the glass, but also still the photography on the walls. So it's kind of a part of my art journey, and I never feel like I will stop using photography as a medium, but I feel like trying to combine photography with glass through transferring photography onto the glass surface and make it three-dimensional. It's kind of taking it one step further, and allowing to make it more immersive for the viewer and for myself.
And do you have your favorite piece at this exhibition?
There's actually 3 pieces that you can see in the last room of the exhibition. They are more three-dimensional sculptures lit up from the inside. And the way they're one is blue, one is green, and the other one is light blue. And they're my favorite pieces in this series, because they are more sculptural, and I feel like that's the direction I'm going in now. And they're also the most recent pieces I've created, so I feel like I'm the most attached to them. And that's kind of the stepping point for what I'm doing now with glass. So those pieces, they're also inspired by water, as everything in this exhibition. But they're also you can say they are light points, and they're very pulling you in, I think, especially in the space that the exhibition is in. So I recommend to come and see the exhibition, and also those 3 pieces for sure.
And you've received a pretty rigorous academic training, and also rowing requires much discipline. So how is all of this different from art making?
It is different, but also I feel like I'm using what I've learned through my academics and through the discipline of rowing and being a competitive rower. now in art, because in art there's much more freedom and much more individuality, I would say, in terms of expressing yourself rather than just being a part of a big team. But I'm still using, the discipline and the organizational skills that I learned through rowing and through academics, and to be able to just achieve more in the art making and stay disciplined, because it's very easy to just waste time a little bit when you don't have anyone looking over you. And it's just you responding to yourself.
But that can be tricky, right, if you're sort of left on your own. But may I ask you about your parents? Because from what I gathered, they're also sculptors. So I was wondering, did they influence the way you work, perhaps?
Oh, for sure. I love my parents so much, and they are very encouraging me to work with glass and art. But they've never, I think, influenced my journey, because when I was little, I focused more on academics and sports, and I kind of put my creative side aside. But they've been always just my biggest support system and my biggest cheerleaders. And now when I'm making art, they also help me sometimes with some technical issues, just giving me tips on the sculptures themselves. It's just nice to have another pair of eyes who can help you with the journey, and just their knowledge and their skills. So I really appreciate their support, and and I feel like I wouldn't be in a place and doing the exhibition if it wouldn't be for their support.
That's lovely. And Kasia, let me go back to cognitive science, because recently we've been talking a lot about artificial intelligence and art making, these robots working on various pieces of art and so on. So I was wondering, in your view, is it possible for artificial intelligence to create real art?
That's a good question. I think, you can already see art that is created through AI, but I do think that the human part is very important in art. And AI, it can be a tool for making art, the same as, different tools you can use, but I feel like it will never be able to do it just on its own in a way that humans would, because the human element is very important in art, and then just telling a story and connecting with other humans, because art itself, it's a language, it's a way of connecting with people, of expressing yourself. So I think AI, it can be used as a tool for making art, but the human element is essential.
And before we go, let me ask you about your future plans. What are the next steps for you?
So I'm working now on the new series as part of my master's degree that I just started in September, and I'm really excited for this series. And I'm just taking it kind of step by step. I used to have my life planned out so much, years ahead, and I always knew what's coming. But in the last few years, since I stopped competing, since I stopped rowing, I've been much more immersed in the moment and kind of letting the opportunities come and taking advantage of them. So I have no idea what's gonna happen next. I know that I will keep working with glass and making art, because that's my biggest passion, and I'm so happy to have discovered it. So that's for certain. But in terms of what's gonna happen, I don't know, and I'm just open to seeing.
Katarzyna Pilch, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for new parts of culture. Please stay tuned for more here on TVP World.